Welcome back to my channel, Celeb Buzz. Please share and subscribe and press the bell icon for new updates. Why John Cleese still won't watch this one episode he made in 1975. John Cleese was born John Marwood Cleese on October 27th, 1939 in Western-super-Mare, Somerset, England. John grew up in a middle-class family with his dad Reginald, who was a lawyer, and his mom Muriel. His early life was like most English boys in the mid-1900s. He went to Clifton College, a fancy boarding school where he first got interested in acting and making people laugh. John's comedy skills really started to grow when he went to Cambridge University to study law at Downing College. There he joined the Cambridge Footlights, the school's famous comedy and theater club. This club has made some of the best funny people in British history. Along with friends like Graham Chapman, Eric Idle, and others, Cleese got better at sketch comedy, writing, and performing. These skills would later help him in his job. His smart jokes, perfect timing, and ability to mix silly stuff with smart ideas quickly made him stand out from other students. After college, Cleese worked as a lawyer for a short time, but his love for comedy soon led him to the entertainment business. His big break came with the amazing TV show Monty Python's Flying Circus in 1969. He made this show with Graham Chapman, Eric Idle, Terry Gilliam, Terry Jones, and Michael Palin. The show was totally new because it had a weird, crazy style that broke all the old comedy rules. John Cleese's tall height, special voice, and unforgettable characters like the fancy Minister of Silly Walks and the always angry Mr. Praline became famous. The show mixed making fun of things, slapstick comedy, and smart humor that people all over the world loved. It changed how many comedians and comedy writers thought about their work. After the TV show became popular, Cleese and his Python friends made several really successful movies. These included Monty Python and the Holy Grail in 1975, Life of Brian in 1979, and The Meaning of Life in 1983. Cleese's acting in these movies showed how good he was at different things. He could easily go from silly characters to ones that made fun of serious stuff. He often played authority figures in ridiculous situations. These movies made Monty Python known as a comedy institution and made Cleese a comedy star around the world. Beyond Monty Python, John Cleese's career kept getting better when he created Fawlty Towers from 1975 to 1979. Most people think it's one of the greatest British sitcoms ever made. He wrote it with his wife at the time, Connie Booth, who also acted in the show. Cleese played Basil Fawlty, the grumpy and socially awkward hotel owner. The show was a masterclass in farce and character comedy. Cleese's playing of Basil is still one of the most celebrated funny performances on TV ever. The smart writing, physical comedy, and carefully made characters have made sure that Fawlty Towers is still really popular decades after it first aired. Besides his TV and movie work, Cleese has been a skilled stage performer, voice actor, and writer. He did voices for many animated projects, including the beloved Shrek 2 in 2004, where he voiced King Harold. His stage performances often mix his trademark humor with deep thoughts about life. This shows his smart mind and interest in psychology and how people act socially. John Cleese is also known for his public speaking and writing about creativity and comedy. He has given many lectures about how humor can help people innovate and solve problems. He talks about how important humor is in human communication and mental health. His books, including So Anyway in 2014, which is his autobiography, give insight into his creative process, career challenges, and personal thoughts. Throughout his career, Cleese has won many awards and honors. These include a BAFTA Fellowship, an Emmy Award, and a CBE Commander of the Order of the British Empire for his services to comedy. Beyond awards, his legacy is best measured by the countless comedians, writers, and entertainers he has inspired. His work is still popular all over the world. John Cleese, the legendary British comedian and actor, has had a complex and eventful personal life marked by multiple marriages. Over the course of his life, he has been married 4 times. Unfortunately, 3 of these marriages ended in divorce. This shows some of the challenges he faced balancing his personal relationships with his demanding career in entertainment. His first wife was Connie Booth, an actress and writer. She is perhaps best known for co-writing the iconic British sitcom Fawlty Towers with Cleese himself. Their relationship was deeply connected with their professional work together. This created a unique blend of personal and creative partnership. Despite how strong their working relationship was, their marriage eventually came to an end. Together, they had 1 child, a son named Cameron. He grew up in a household full of comedy and performance. After his divorce from Booth, Cleese went on to marry Barbara Trentham, an American actress and model. This marriage brought another important chapter in Cleese's life, both personally and geographically. He spent time living in the United States during this period. Barbara Trentham and John Cleese also had one child together, a daughter named Camilla. Their marriage, like his previous one, eventually dissolved and ended in divorce. However, their time together left a lasting impact on both their lives. They shared the experience of raising their daughter while Cleese's fame was growing. Cleese's third marriage was to Alice Faye Eichelberger, an American psychotherapist. This relationship was somewhat different from his previous marriages. It was marked by the different background and profession of his spouse. Alice brought a new dimension to Cleese's personal life. She offered support and stability during their time together. Despite this, the marriage did not last, and they eventually separated. The reasons behind the end of this marriage have remained largely private, but it is clear that Cleese's personal journey has been marked by evolving relationships and the search for lasting companionship. Finally, in 2012, John Cleese married Jennifer Wade, a successful businesswoman who is significantly younger than him. Their marriage represents a new chapter in Cleese's life. It brings a sense of renewed happiness and partnership. Jennifer Wade, known for her work in the hospitality industry, has been a steadfast partner to Cleese. She supports him in his later career endeavors and personal pursuits. This marriage appears to have brought a measure of stability and contentment to Cleese's personal life. It contrasts with some of the earlier turbulence. John Cleese is a father to two children from his previous marriages, one son from his union with Connie Booth and one daughter from his marriage to Barbara Trentham. His role as a father has been an important part of his life. This remained true even as he juggled the demands of his prolific career. These relationships, both romantic and familial, have shaped Cleese not only as a public figure and entertainer, they have also shaped him as a man who has navigated the complexities of love, partnership, and parenthood over several decades. John Cleese, widely regarded as one of the most brilliant and influential comedians of his generation, is famously known for co-creating and starring in the iconic British television series Fawlty Towers. The show, which aired in the mid-1000s, 970s, remains a timeless classic beloved for its sharp wit, memorable characters, and farcical humor. However, despite the widespread acclaim and enduring popularity of the series, there is one particular episode that John Cleese himself has openly admitted he refuses to watch. This is true even decades after it was first broadcast. The reasons behind his reluctance reveal much about his artistic integrity, his personal feelings about the episode, and the complicated nature of comedy that pushes boundaries. At the heart of this story is the episode titled The Germans, which was filmed in 1975. This episode is famous, or perhaps infamous, for its controversial content and the delicate line it walked between satire and insensitivity. Cleese and his co-creator Connie Booth, who also played Polly Sherman on the show, sought to lampoon xenophobia and cultural misunderstandings. They did this through the bumbling and often rude antics of Basil Fawlty, Cleese's character. The episode features Basil's exaggerated and awkward attempts to avoid offending a group of German guests at the hotel, all while inadvertently behaving in increasingly rude and politically incorrect ways. The humor is deliberately uncomfortable, highlighting Basil's own prejudices and cluelessness despite its intention as satire. The Germans contains moments that have over time sparked significant debate and criticism. Cleese himself has admitted in interviews that while he believes the episode was making a valid comedic point about bigotry and ignorance, watching it again is emotionally difficult for him. He has said that certain scenes feel too raw or uncomfortable. The jokes, which once seemed daring and clever, now feel heavier under the weight of changing social attitudes and sensitivities. For Cleese, the episode is a reminder of the complex challenge of creating comedy that involves delicate subject matter. This is especially true in an era where cultural norms and understandings evolve dramatically over time. Another reason John Cleese refuses to watch this episode is tied to the very personal and professional investment he had in Fawlty Towers. Cleese has spoken about the intense pressure and exhaustion involved in making the series. The show was famously produced in only 2 short seasons. He has described feeling a mix of pride and anxiety about the show's legacy. Watching certain episodes again can bring up memories of the creative struggles and emotional toll they took. The Germans, being one of the more polarizing episodes, encapsulate some of those mixed feelings. For Cleese, the refusal to watch isn't just about the content on screen. It's also about preserving his own memories and emotions connected to that time in his career. Connie Booth, Cleese's co-writer and then wife, also played a key role in shaping the episode's tone and direction. Her perspective on the episode complements Cleese's, as she has also acknowledged the tricky nature of balancing humor with sensitivity. Booth's subtle, understated comedic style provided a necessary counterpoint to Cleese's more explosive Basil Fawlty character. This helped to ground the show and provide nuance. Together, their collaboration on Fawlty Towers set a high standard for British sitcom writing, but even they recognized the potential pitfalls of pushing the envelope too far. The fact that both creators are thoughtful about the episode's impact shows their conscientious approach to comedy. They didn't just want to make people laugh, they wanted to provoke thought, even if it meant discomfort. John Cleese's refusal to watch this one episode of Fawlty Towers stems from a complex blend of artistic reflection, personal memory, and evolving social awareness. While the episode The Germans remains a classic example of the show's irreverent humor and sharp social commentary, it also stands as a reminder of how comedy can be both powerful and problematic. Cleese's stance underscores the idea that even the creators of groundbreaking comedy are not immune to reconsidering their work in light of new perspectives and changing times. It is this self-awareness, combined with a deep respect for his craft, that continues to define John Cleese's legacy in the world of comedy. In a revealing interview conducted in 2014, John Cleese openly reflected on the profound influence his mother had on his personal life, particularly his relationships with women. He candidly admitted that his mother, who remarkably lived to the age of 101, played a pivotal role in shaping his emotional patterns and behavior. Cleese described how throughout much of his upbringing, he developed what he called an ingrained habit of walking on eggshells around his mother. This phrase poignantly conveys the delicate and often tense atmosphere he felt compelled to maintain in her presence. It was a dynamic that required constant vigilance, careful wording, and emotional restraint. Such an experience, according to Cleese, did not simply disappear with age. Instead, it deeply permeated how he interacted with romantic partners. He explained that this habitual caution and fear of causing upset carried over unconsciously into his adult relationships. This often complicated his ability to connect openly and honestly with women. This dynamic led to a cycle where Cleese found himself overly cautious, hesitant, and sometimes emotionally stifled. This affected the authenticity and health of his romantic relationships. Further elaborating on the emotional toll of these early family experiences, Cleese revealed that he had spent a large part of my life in some form of therapy. He did this as he sought to untangle the complex web of feelings and behavioral patterns shaped by his mother's influence. This long journey of self-exploration and psychological work highlights not only his self-awareness, but also shows his determination to overcome the shadows cast by his formative years. Therapy became a crucial tool for Cleese to better understand the roots of his difficulties in forming and maintaining intimate relationships. It provided him with the insight and skills needed to break free from ingrained patterns of behavior. These had previously limited his emotional expression and connection. In addition to grappling with relational challenges, Cleese has been open about his struggles with mental health, specifically his experience with depression. He has acknowledged receiving treatment for this condition. This adds another layer to his personal narrative of vulnerability and resilience. Dealing with depression alongside complicated relational dynamics paints a fuller picture of the emotional hardships Cleese has faced behind the public persona of a brilliant comedian and actor.